Rabia Alama is the Managing Director of the American Chamber of Commerce in Morocco, and today she'll be sharing with us trade and investment opportunities in Morocco. Rabia, you have the floor.
Welcome everyone to Casablanca, Morocco. And I want to thank you heartily for for including me in this conference today. And also, it's a pleasure to join the Nazaro trade and investment community. So I think you're doing an amazing job to connect, business people and connecting America and Africa, and hopefully, we can do business all together. So, I mean, I have just like few comments to share about, Morocco and Africa, and also all these wonderful, initiatives that we could, start like, concretize, like working on soon, between our community. So when you spoke about Africa, I will always say that this is a huge continent with untapped opportunities. Everyone knows that Africa is about 1.3 billion population, about 600, middle class, and a GDP almost like $2 trillion US. But when you talk about the continent as huge as Africa, one has to, know exactly how you enter Africa. And that's why we always recommend to our, US companies, to choose a segment. Like, if you want to make Africa accessible, you have to choose your segment and your gateways and door of entry to this, to this huge market. So basically, if you want to sum up Africa, it's 5 segments, the Northwest Africa region, and where Morocco is located, the East-West Africa, Central Africa, Southeast Africa, and Southwest Africa. So today, my role is to introduce Morocco as a gateway, at least for this big segment, which is Northwest Africa. So as you all know, Morocco is located in Northwest Africa, and it's only 9 miles from Spain. So you can literally, visit Spain and Morocco in one day. And this is why a lot of US companies have chosen the north of Morocco, Tangier, and the free zone of Tangiers to set headquarters and to, export to proximity markets. And I was listening to our colleague from PricewaterhouseCoopers. So he mentioned a few US companies that were successful and others that were not successful. But the ones I see in Morocco, they've done the best choice because their KPIs are as good as the ones in European countries. So take the example of Lear Automotive. Lear is a US company that has 10 manufacturing plants in Morocco now. They started with literally 160 employees. Today, Lear employs 18,000 workers in Morocco. And they export their products, all what you see inside the car, to Europe in 24 hours, using Morocco as a hub, as a gateway to Europe. So, those who want to work with Africa, they need to choose their gateway. They need to choose their, the platform that will facilitate their business, and they will help them, have the best KPIs as comparable to any other, subsidiary in Europe and other. So when companies come to Morocco, they come for a comparative advantage. They don't come to see a beautiful country or a sunny Marrakesh. And by the way, Marrakesh is one of the top 10 cities to visit in the world, So I invite everyone to come and visit this beautiful touristic city. So as I said, they come for a comparative advantage, means there is this proximity to markets from Europe, African countries, Middle East, and the US, because Morocco is 3,000 kilometers of sea, Mediterranean and Atlantic. We have access to New York in 7 days. We have direct maritime line to Savannah in about 10 days. And, we have several free trade agreements. And so Morocco enjoys an advanced agreement with Europe. We have like among the only few free trade agreement with the US. We also signed a free trade agreement with Turkey, Jordan, Egypt, Tunisia, and Emirates. And recently, as you all know, Morocco rejoined the Africa Union and signed the Continental Free Trade Area, agreement. So this, free trade, proximity, plus a young population, Morocco is about 36 million inhabitants, and 65% of these inhabitants are under 30 years. So it's a young, very well educated population. They speak at least 2 or 3 languages. So by the way, Morocco speak, 2 languages like daily, Arabic and Amazigh. But the daily language, for professional is French, Spanish in the north, and all these young generation, they master English as well. So this is the comparative advantage that Morocco is offering. In addition, Morocco has improved its ranking in doing business. Today, Morocco is about 60, ranked 60 out of 170 countries. And Morocco has made several reforms, including, amending investment laws like the investment charter, opening all the sectors for 100% ownership, whereas in several countries, you have to have a local partner, the 49-51 rule. In Morocco, you can have 100% ownership. You can also transfer all the capital when you decide to exit the country, and you have all the investment, disputes resolution mechanism, including arbitration, mediation, and you name it. So in terms of reform, Morocco has undertaken, the maximum reform because when you sign free trade agreements with the US and Europe, you have to have your laws compatible. You have to have reforms. And this is what happened over the 2 decades where we have this, all these free trade agreements signed. Morocco has really put the emphasis on reforms at all fronts, investment laws, labor law, IPR protection law, and other. So I think overall, the business climate here is very friendly. And, you can still access, opportunities. You have a lot of, European companies. France is like the #1 investor in the country. Spanish companies, Belgian, but also we have like about 150 US company in major sector, as I mentioned earlier. Automotive, aeronautics, pharmaceuticals, franchising is extremely developed here. Education, technology, ITC. So I mean, and there are more opportunities. For those who want to come and explore, we can be I would say, your partner in Morocco. We can help you find the real partner. We can help you navigate the system, the roadmap of investor. And by the way, also Morocco has set what we call the one-stop shops, means you can literally open a business in 48 hours. And you don't need always to go through the big corporation like big CPAs. You can do it yourself, and it's only like 48 hours. Opportunities, plenty from, I will say, agribusiness, especially transformation, water and water sector, desalination, equipment, precision equipment, packaging, technology.